Yeah, Chad, I have a question for you. It's something that, like for me, if in order for me to sell something, I have to believe in the
Mhm.
product. I have to
Yeah.
believe in the company. So is that belief or that passion for the company, is that something that can be taught? I mean, what is your take on that? Because I think that is just such an important piece of the selling process.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would agree. So there's, when it comes to belief, there's sort of three things that I teach people that are critical for your long-term success in sales. One is I've got to believe in myself. That's the biggest part of it, right? If I don't have a good, strong belief in who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing, then you got very little chance of being successful. The second one is I've got to believe in my market. And by market, that could mean geographical, but it also has, could mean the vertical I've chosen, the industry I've chosen, right? And then the third piece of that is I've got to believe in my company, my product. And so between belief in myself, the market, the company, I've got to have all those things working for long-term success. Now, here's what's true though. Everybody's heard of beginner's luck, right? Everybody knows the story of that salesperson who came in and, their first month or two out of the gate, they absolutely crushed it. And everybody's looking around like, what in the world? How did, and obviously they didn't have time to probably develop a lot of belief in their company, in that first month. But what did they have? They probably had uber belief in themselves, right? Or uber belief in maybe their mission or what they were doing. So, but long term, now what happens if they stick around long enough and they're like, hey, they don't always do what they say they're going to do. And, I'm upset because, the manager passed me over. Eventually, some of that belief erodes in the company, and that person who started off really strong, now they struggle because now I don't believe in the company the way I do. And eventually that comes out. Even if I try to compartmentalize it, it'll show itself in my effort, when it comes to prospecting or reaching out because I'm upset about something. So I do think you've got to have that. And I think good leaders, right? That's what culture is all about. And that's why you ought to be recruiting to culture, right? You ought to be hiring people who are a cultural fit. To me, even more important than a skill set fit, right? You got this, I see this mistake all the time. Somebody brings in this person who's like, well, they've got, phenomenal results and they've won all these awards, and say, okay, great. Well, how are they a cultural fit for you? Well, I'm not sure they really are, but they can sell, right? That is always a disaster, right? Because they'll come in and they won't be a fit and they'll poison others around them. And so that belief in the company and the why, as Simon Sinek would say, right? What's our mission? Why are we doing this? It's absolutely critical for long-term success.